I've tried everything told by every influencer on the planet to change the structure of my face. Nothing ever worked. If you're over the age of, let's say, 15, mewing does not work no matter how hard you try. The amount of patience you should have is just astronomical, and the amount of consistency you should have is also simply impractical. So what I'm about to tell you is actually the only way you can change the structure of your face if you're over the age of 15 or in puberty or transitioning into adulthood. It is actually a pretty simple fix, and its results are also pretty drastic in nature, and there is no age limit. The structure of your face keeps changing throughout your lifetime, so no matter your age, what I'm about to tell you will work for you. First things first, is getting to a really low body fat going to give you the look that you want, that hollowed cheek that you want? The answer is no, because no matter how lean you get, if the bone structure is simply not there, you're just gonna look like a skinny little nerd. Like, you're just gonna look like that. Like, there's nothing attractive about it. So you need to have really well-defined bone structure, especially your jaw and your cheekbone. If these two are millimeters more thick, the skin that stretches between your jaw and cheekbone gets that concave look, which a lot of people find very, very attractive and makes your face really very sharp. But achieving this jaw structure and high cheekbone is actually pretty possible. It's not something you are born with, it is something that you can modify by changing certain habits. Okay, so let's talk about the things you have to fix to get your bone structure more defined. First things first, if your teeth are not in line, you want to make sure you resort to orthodonture as quick as you can. Like, if it's not perfectly set teeth, it's crooked or it's coming out, you want to make sure you go and put in braces or whatever orthodonture that you have to do. That in itself will make a big difference in your growing face. That being said, it is more of a cure than prevention. So if you notice, the animals in the animal kingdom have beautiful set teeth. They don't have orthodonture, obviously. They don't have to wear braces, but they have beautiful set teeth simply because they continually chew hard foods. And if human beings were to also continually chew hard foods, we would also have very beautiful aligned teeth. But because we pivoted from eating food like that to eating very soft food like peanut butter and bread and slurping down all our calories as liquid calories, we do not have that teeth definition. We do not have that teeth alignment. So because of that, the only way out is to go get orthodonture. But if you can fix your habits moving forward, make sure you are always eating whole foods, and make sure you're always eating hard to chew foods, and always chew your food really hard. Okay, now that we've had the orthodonture and teeth out of the way, what else are you supposed to fix in order to get that very sharp face? So the next most important thing comes down to breathing. So if you're someone who snores all night, please go get that fixed. It is horrible for so many reasons, and as a consequence, if you're snoring, you are mouth breathing. Mouth breathing is the worst when it comes to many reasons, but when it comes to the structure of your face, it also plays an extremely pivotal role as to how the structure of your face will look. You have to prioritize nasal breathing over everything. Nasal breathing over mouth breathing at all times. Unless you're running a marathon and you're unbelievably tired, your nose can't give you enough oxygen, you shouldn't be opening your mouth to breathe oxygen. There was this book called Jaws, an Hidden Epidemic, where there was this small girl who had really nice features, really nice eyes, teeth, nose, jaw and everything, very model-esque features. She then got a pet hamster to which she had an allergy. The allergy was that she couldn't breathe through her nose would keep getting blocked, and because of that she was breathing through her mouth, and over a short period of time, like 6 months, the entire look of her face changed. Her eyes became droopy, her jaw was not defined, her entire face looked very unaesthetic. And all of that was simply because of mouth breathing. Realizing this, they took away the hamster and they start encouraging nasal breathing again by using some athletic tape while sleeping and everything, so she doesn't breathe through her mouth. And the entire structure of her face changed again. It went back to being very model-esque, very sharp in a matter of few months. And the same thing can happen to you if you simply stop mouth breathing. Okay, so far we've talked about two things. You want to make sure that you are fixing your orthodonture And if your orthodonture is all fine, you want to make sure you are always nasal breathing and you are not mouth breathing. So it is very clear that it doesn't come to doing something extra but fixing whatever you are already doing in your daily life. So the human body is actually designed to be very aesthetic. Problem is we ruin it by introducing new bad habits that we do on an everyday basis that doesn't allow the human body to look the way it wants, and a human body that does not look the way it wants is unattractive. You can resort to orthotropics such as mewing, where you place the roof of your tongue on your upper palate. But if you're over the age of, let's say, 15, it does not work. It takes way too much time. It takes way too much conscious awareness to keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth at all times, which is simply impractical. So you would end up not being consistent and you would end up seeing zero results. I've tried mewing for the longest time and it simply did not work. So what finally worked were these two things. When it comes to fixing this bone structure of your face, you have to make sure you are nasal breathing and you have fixed your orthodonture, you chew hard foods, you eat whole foods, and you don't slurp down foods. So now that we have the bone structure in place, next comes fat. Obviously, if you have tremendous bone structure but you are unbelievably obese, there's no way you'll see a jawline. That's simply not possible. But if you have tremendous bone structure and if you are even, let's say, 25 to 30% body fat, you will still have really good facial features, simply because your bone structure is that strong. Ideally, if you want to get that sharp look on your face, you need to mix that well-defined bone structure with a less than 15% body fat. So now that you've fixed your bone structure, the only thing that matters is now you get rid of your facial fat. And getting rid of your facial fat is not going to be very easy. You need to get onto a calorie deficit and you need to measure out all your food that you're eating, or you need to get into some sort of a restrictive mechanism like intermittent fasting, keto, whatever. So you've fixed your bone structure, you have come to sub 15% body fat, and you still can't see your jawline and face structure. This is exactly where I was, and I could not understand what was happening. And this is what no other channel is going to tell you. The key to finish the whole trifecta of changing the structure of your face is getting rid of excess water retention on your face. And how is that going to go away? That is going to go away by sleeping 7 to 8 hours every day. That is going to go away by regulating your sodium intake. What do I mean by regulating your sodium intake? I just want you to eat the same amount of salt every single day. Sodium in your body is very tightly regulated. If there is X amount of sodium, there should be Y amount of water to process it. So if that balance goes out of place, your body pulls in as much water as it can and stores in as much water as it can, because it simply doesn't understand how much sodium is going to come at any given point. To sum it all up, you need to fix your bone structure. How are you going to do that? You're going to get an orthodonture. You're going to start chewing very hard foods. You're going to start eating whole foods and no processed foods, no liquid calories. The next thing is getting rid of the body fat. To see the bone structure that you have accomplished, you need to get to, let's say, 15% body fat. And to get to that stage, you need to get onto a deficit. You need to have a strength training program. You need to be doing some cardio to facilitate it. And the next thing is regulating your sodium and sleep so that you don't retain any water on your face, because that can very easily nullify all your efforts that you've put so far.
No! God, please, no!
Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. A lot of content like this is going to be pumped out on a very consistent manner moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. We exist. Thank you.